Hi, it's Maggie. Since last year, we've seen a bunch of YouTube videos going like US housing is gonna crash in 2023 or 30% drop in house prices. But guess what? The crash didn't happen. Instead of crashing, house prices in places like the Seattle area have been going up. And according to September's market update, Seattle's housing prices have already caught up with the same time last year. In this video, I'll be diving into what's really going on in the market in September and why I believe there isn't going to be a huge price drop coming soon. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any new videos. First, let's take a look at the market data for King County in September. In terms of price, the median sales price for properties was $800,000, slightly down from last month and almost the same with last year. The average price per square feet was $526, pretty much the same as last month, but up about 3% compared to September last year, which means people are paying the same price but getting smaller properties because the price per square feet is higher. Then let's look at the level of competition. The average day on the market was 29 days, which is 4 days more than last month but consistent with last year. The average sales price versus listing price was 100%, slightly down from last month but a bit higher than last year. In terms of inventory, there were fewer properties sold last month compared to August, and a 26% decrease from last year. There were more listings last month than in August, but still 20% less than same time last year. There were 3,759 properties listed for sale in September. The MSI, or month supply of inventory, was 1.8 months, which is up from August, but down about 30% compared to last year. All in all, even though people's home buying budgets have slightly decreased due to rising interest rates, market prices have returned to last year's level because of a seasonal increase since January this year. And now, as we are in October, the market is gradually cooling down again. And here's my prediction for the next few months. I think the number of transactions and competition will keep decreasing. Prices might even drop a bit, but the chance of a crash, like prices falling over 20%, is not gonna happen in the Seattle area. I know this might disappoint a lot of buyers who are kind of waiting for it, but honestly, the reasons why people are saying the market might crash are mostly wishful thinking or urban legend. And here's why. First, people are saying that the US could face a huge recession. Well, according to JP Morgan's mid-year outlook from August, it says US economy is performing better than expected. A recession could be avoided. They expect a 2% GDP growth for the second half of 2023 and a 0.5% in the first half of 2024. Now, about the job market, the report says there might be a cool down in the job market later this year, but it stays healthy. Unemployment might be around 4% by year end and a bit higher in 2024. So data suggests the US might face a mild recession or even avoid it. The job market looks okay, and many companies laid off workers and froze hiring last year, but at least I saw most of our friends and clients find new jobs. Maybe not the same salary, but it's still quite okay. I don't think the US economy will boom, but a total crash seems unlikely. And we also hear people saying that property prices have risen so much in recent years. There's a big bubble in the real estate market right now. Well, yes and no. It actually varies by area and price range. Yes, places like Texas and Florida saw prices soar by 30 to 50% during the pandemic. And then after the interest rate doubled, they faced about a 20% drop. Suburbs like places in Issaquah, Bothell, and Mill Creek in our area also saw price hikes due to remote working. But now with back to office, these cities might face a bigger drop in the price. But prime areas with good schools, commutes, and neighborhoods are still very much in demand. Inventory being so low right now, it's hard to convince me that the price will drop much in those areas. But yes, we do see luxurious homes selling over $2 million are facing bigger drops than affordable homes at around $1 million in Seattle area. Let's face it, starter homes always have better buyer support, regardless which market we are in. So if you want to buy a $1.2 million home in Seattle, now you know where to invest in a market like this. Location, location, location. Finally, this is a good one. High interest rates might mean people can't or won't be able to buy homes. Well, true, looking at affordability data, the payment capacity across the US is very, very low, even lower than before the 2007 crisis. In King County, it's even worse. A typical family in Seattle needs to spend 57.7% of their income on a home. But does it mean that prices will drop? Not really, because we all know that there are two ways to drive up the affordability: lowering prices or lowering the interest rate. Homes aren't like stocks. You need a place to live, your kids need to go to school. People won't sell just because prices are higher or lower. With higher interest rates, many sellers wait to sell or buy. So the number of transactions drops dramatically. This only freezes the market, not necessarily drives the price down. To be fair, if you look at the data in the past few years, interest rate plays a much bigger role in controlling affordability. So guess what the federal government would do if they want to improve the affordability? Lower the interest rate next year, right? Just like what they already said. What do you think the market will react when that happens? Well, I, for one, won't looking forward to competing in that kind of market again. Seattle has had the most population growth in the past decade. Housing shortage has always been a huge problem. The state government predicts King County needs about 17,000 new homes each year for the next 20 years to fulfill that shortage. But private builders can't meet that demand, especially for affordable housing. So a price crash for these homes is even less likely. And now you're gonna ask, what should I do? The million-dollar question, right? Should I buy now or should I wait? And this is what we suggest. For buyers looking to live in their purchase, but also consider it as an investment, if you're not optimistic about the future economy, I think it's better to lower your budget. At the very least, don't spend all your money on the house and then struggle to buy food, right? Also, try to choose a property in a good location and with a desirable layout. Such properties tend to have solid value. And for sellers, it really depends on your situation. If you want a good price, you've got about a month left this year. And if that's too soon, I suggest listing in the peak season next year to get a better price. And at the same time, try to prepare your home to sell. Of course, prices will never be the only consideration when it comes to buying or selling. There are just so many factors to consider, like how long you plan to live in that city, whether it's for expanding your family, or if you should buy a new house before selling your current one, or vice versa. These factors are all equally important. Life is just complicated, and we understand it more than anyone. If you have any questions, I'm here to help. And that's all for this video. If you want to know more about Seattle real estate market, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.